Call to order the August 12th council meeting, Foxfire Village. Let the record show that all council members are present as well as members of the audience. Let's start with an opening prayer. Councilman Gilroy.
Father, we are commanded in 1 Timothy 2 to pray for our leaders, and so this afternoon we pray for leaders in this nation at the national level, the state level, the county level, and the village level. And I ask that you would give us all wisdom that comes from you, wisdom from above, is peaceable, gentle, willing to listen to reason without partiality or hypocrisy. We ask that we would operate in that this afternoon, and I ask you to bless every resident in this village from the top of their head to the soles of their feet. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Councilman Gilroy,
New business very quickly, the Moore County Land Use Plan.
under new business.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Norman.
Hang on, left and right in here. I just want to give an update about Foxfire Boulevard.
And I have an update. The SMPO Western Bypass.
That's on the mayor's report.
Yes. Considering those changes, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So with that being, we move on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to
I have a
approve?
question
Yes.
first. On the minutes for June 30th, June 30th? Mine said June 31st. I got that, but it says that Janet wasn't here, but she seconded a motion to approve the agenda. Didn't it say that? Maybe she was here in spirit.
Yeah, she could have been.
You
Yeah.
can hear me all the way from Illinois.
No, that should have been, let's see.
Probably Don.
Well, it's only two of you, yes. So N and N.
So who was absent?
Yeah, it should be Don Nelson, second, the motion.
Oh, okay, so Janet was absent.
Yeah, she was.
But Don
Yeah.
seconded that motion, okay.
Thank you,
Good
Don.
catch.
I know you're reading my mind.
So I need to make a new motion to approve the changed consent agenda. Or consent agenda with changes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None being, okay. Public comment, and this is items limited to items that are not on our agenda. And before we have any comments, I just want to remind people that public comment, number one, is limited to 3 minutes per person, and this is not a back and forth conversation with whoever's making the public comments. The public comments are to be directed to me as the council leader, and I can respond with a fact if that's required, but there won't be any back and forth conversations. If something comes up, I'll either add it to my update, or we can take it up in another meeting as far as an item that we can discuss. So I just wanted to clarify that, the rules of public comment as stated in the Roberts Rules for Meetings. So people sometimes are a little confused why we don't converse back and forth, and that's because we typically aren't allowed to if we're following Robert's Rules of Order. So, that being said, public comment of items that are not on the agenda.
Sally Conlon, One Ridge Road. And, my question is, are we going to have a meeting to introduce all the candidates that are running for council? And if not, the LPOA would like to do something to get all of them together.
Actually, that is on the agenda
Oh, it
under my
is?
Right
update,
here.
yes.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yep.
Good, good.
Answered
I
your
missed
question.
it. Thanks. Cool. I didn't see it.
Are there any other public comments for items that are not on the agenda? Okay, none being. Moving on to the zoning administrator's report.
All right, the zoning report tonight is from July 9th through today, August 12th. There are currently 21 homes under construction or just their beginning stages. We received 2 new home construction permits during this period, one for a home in Grand Pines on Vista Ridge East and one for a home on South Shamrock. There were 4 certificate of zoning compliance issued for number 1 Foxfire Boulevard, Unit 2, that's the second house in, 130 Vista Ridge, Grand Pines, and 909 Tufts Vista and 69 Richmond Road. We approved 1 pool, 2 fence, and 2 accessory structures. So that's it for permitting. The next item I have on the agenda.
Can I interrupt you
Yeah.
for a second? Okay, I'm at 23. 24 is across the street from me. How can there be a new home on 24 South Shamrock?
I don't think you're addressing one, I just put on what they put in front of me. They probably haven't missed
Okay, I was just.
number for the county, I'm just.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that, you get this from,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Probably 42. I
Yeah,
think they transposed it, I'll bet you it's.
yeah, it can't be 24.
In there again?
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Lisa, just a real quick question. We had talked at a previous meeting about when they come in for construction permit, that we were gonna advise them about the water
Right,
situation
right.
issues that we're having in the village, and suggest that they consider hardscape rather than as much sod as the homeowners been putting down recently.
Yeah.
And so is that,
The 2 that, yeah, they
that is
were
on there? Okay,
advised
very
of
good.
that, yeah.
All right, thank you.
The other item I have here is for a street name approval. Within Grand Pines, Mr. Pete Mace is subdivided and recombined a parcel that has now a proposed access and utility easement, and he's requested that it be named. It has to go through Moore County first, and then the county will approve it once the village council approves the name. So
Right.
I've given you just a copy of our village ordinance that talks about naming of streets.
Yep.
And Mr. Mace's request to Moore County, excuse me, Rachel, who's over the GIS department, her signature signing off on it, as well as public safety, Brian Phillips signed off on it. They would like to name it Nora Lynn, is it Nora Lynn? Court. So, and apparently it's named after Mr. Mason's granddaughter, so, but it would need the village's approval to name that.
And this is in
In Grand
Grand
Pines.
Pines.
Mhm.
Now, I have a question. On the back page, it says road name GIS comment. It says Lynn, L-Y-N-N-E, is not the typical spelling, and Lynn, L-Y-N-N, is used in other road names. Nora Lynn has not been used, so they're saying that it's not similar enough to any other road names.
Right.
So that we can move forward with it.
Yeah, this is their approval, and
Okay.
Rachel called me, yeah, they're very particular now.
Well, they should be, yeah,
Right, anything close, they won't even approve.
right,
So.
great,
Okay, so the GIS approved it.
And Moore County, public safety for 911.
Okay, and this is
It's off Grand Pines,
the main road?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's within Grand Pines.
okay. I don't have a problem with it. We have
So,
to-
yeah, we need that.
We need to vote?
Okay,
Yes, please.
so I'd like to make a motion that we approve this name change, or this naming of this road, which has already been approved by the county.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None being?
I have a question. Are your road signs the same as the road signs that we have throughout the village?
No.
No, okay.
We
So-
make our own road
Okay,
signs.
alright.
Okay. And do we have any other questions for the zoning administrator? No? Okay. Moving on to finance, Councilmember Gilroy.
Okay, I got these, financials just before we started. Jody's super busy, but we will go through the report of cash balances. In the general fund, you have petty cash of $100. In First Bank, in the checking account, $316,595.26. In the First Bank money market account, $205,385.62, giving a total in First Bank of $521,980.88. In Capital Trust, in the general fund, $1,150,982.02. In the street reserve, $1,032,000. In the police vehicle reserve, $11,570. In the capital reserve, $15,068.69. The separation allowance reserve, $85,000. Pool maintenance reserve, $65,000. The employee compensation fund, $125,000. Total in the capital trust account, $2,986,620.71. And a total in the general fund, $3,508,701.59. In the water fund, we have petty cash of $100. In the First Bank checking account, $144,995.95. Well project, $56,351.55. The money market account, $20,030.17, for a total in First Bank of $221,377.67. In Capital Trust, in the water fund, $721,025.47. Tank maintenance, $75,000. Infrastructure, $100,000. Total capital trust, $896,025.47. Water fund, total, $1,117,503.14. One thing I do not see on her, and I will get with Jody, is there's no public safety reserve, and that should be listed, okay? And you all got budget to actuals for July.
Yep.
Not a lot of action yet, that's probably a good thing, we're only a month in, okay? And then, very quickly, we are doing a budget amendment, which is a little odd, let me explain it very briefly. We don't usually do budget amendments where there's an increase in both accounts. Usually there's an increase and a decrease. That's, I don't know, it just kinda makes sense, you're taking from one and putting to another. In this case, though, we are rescinding the budget amendment from August 12th, or we're rescinding the budget amendment, that was done on June 30th, where we increased vehicle maintenance and decreased insurance proceeds. And we had a little accounting lesson from Jody, and they're actually both increases. We had you wouldn't budget insurance proceeds, that'd be like asking for an accident. So, the insurance proceeds is actually an increase, and the vehicle maintenance is actually an increase. And that's the amendment. That puts, the cop shop in the black where they're supposed to be. So we need a motion to approve that budget amendment?
Yes.
Okay.
Second. I make a motion to accept it.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None being? Yes?
And we also need a motion to rescind the first one.
I'll make a motion to rescind, budget ordinance 25-13.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Anything further for finance? Any questions? Okay. None being, we go to the street department. Councilman Norman.
Okay, so they started working on Foxfire Boulevard from Richmond up to the clubhouse last week, and as you know, it rained. So they had to stop working on it, they stopped through the weekend. And they finished yesterday, except for a little piece from Richmond up to the clubhouse. So there's one little piece they still have to do, but they got rained out again yesterday. They couldn't do it, they cannot proceed with the extension that I call in front of,
The extension.
until it really is a lot less, much more dry than it is right now because of the oil and everything else that they have to put down. So I cannot give you a date. It looks like the rest of the week we're supposed to be having rain. And I checked with them yesterday, they thought they could do it today, but as you saw, it rained.
Now, they haven't billed that at all.
No,
Okay.
no. So I can't give you a date, they can't give me a date until when they're gonna be able to finish the extension. And if, anybody have a weather report on theirs?
Well, it's rain, there's like a lot of chances of rain
Yeah,
for many days.
yep, through the rest of the week, through Saturday. You know,
So
I
we're
check
just
with
gonna-
them every day, I talk to them every day.
So we just keep updating the residents of the
Well,
units
and-
there
Well,
and
we
the
talked,
homes.
I checked with them about the vehicles, because we can't keep asking these people to move their cars. And when I spoke with project manager, I said, if the cars are here, we talked about where they park, will you be able to mill the road appropriately for the width that you want? And they said, as long as they're not parked right on the side of the road,
Right,
they'll be fine. So there shouldn't be an issue. Most of the time, if anything, there's, I've checked every day, there's like maybe one or two cars that are there, and I've checked where they're parked, and they're parked in far enough that they would not be a hazard for the trucks and stuff, the equipment.
so have we at least notified the people that they need to be careful how they park and make sure that they're pulled in far enough so that they're,
Well, I've checked it every day, and the ones that are parking there, they're in far enough.
okay,
Yeah, and when I spoke to the chief, we were kinda concerned last week, because there were some people that had been leaving their cars, and you can't identify which units those cars belong to, because they park everywhere. Michael reminded me that they would be able to at least find out who belongs to that car, and then find out where they live, and then be able to knock on their door. So if there is an issue, we could possibly do that, but it shouldn't be a problem, because like I said, I've been looking at where everybody's been parking every day, and they're far enough in.
okay.
That's my update.
Okay, any questions for Councilman Norman? No? Okay. Moving on to public safety, Councilman Nelson.
Okay, please, Chief, Michael.
Hope you guys are doing real good. I was giving you guys all the totals for the last month, as far as our activity logs and whatnot. We were kind of busy last month as far as just being proactive. Obviously, we had 4th of July and so on. Just kind of touch base on a few of the things that we've had going on. One of our first and foremost things that we're currently having issues with is one of our patrol vehicles went down last week. Transmission said that it didn't want to be here anymore, and that's where we are. The vehicle is currently at the dealership, and last we were told is that the transmission was on back order, from a national back order. However, Sergeant Kidd called yesterday, and he got a little bit of an update, and they think they may have one coming in. They don't know the time frame on it, but they're hoping that it'll be here soon enough.
And that is under warranty.
Yes, that is warranty work. Like I said, obviously, we had to have it towed from here. They're covering all of that, so, like I said, we get no cost to the town. So, but like I said, it is under the board. Next up was, we've been working a lot with, our other agencies in the area as far as our government highway safety stuff. again, we do a lot of that right there to, one, obviously help out those agencies that help us out with any type of traffic enforcement, as well as we kind of get points to the state. We can buy equipment for our patrol vehicles or for the, town, whether it be cones or whatever it may be, to help out. But that is currently still an ongoing thing. Like I said, we try to do a little something pretty much every month at minimum. Sometimes it's weekly, depending on what's going on and so on. Another thing we're actually working with agencies across the state at this point. As we all know, back a few months ago, we've had a lot of, or not, I shouldn't say a lot, we had a handful of motor vehicle breaking and enterings. That has actually been reaching out over several states at this point, from Florida all the way up to Virginia. So like I said, we've been working with Aberdeen today in the last couple of days as far as trying to do a little bit of intel gathering. And like I said, other agencies across the state we've all been able to get together, share data, and hopefully be able to start making some arrests on that. Like I said, it's a give and take sort of thing, but the reason why I even address that is I just want to remind everyone, all of our citizens, to make sure that we're locking our doors to our vehicles. Obviously, we're locking our homes. If you are leaving anything of value in your vehicle, make sure it's stored away out of sight. I actually saw a video the other day of these folks breaking into a car, and I believe it was High Point, or was the Salem. They pull up, they look in the window, they break the window, they reach in, and they're gone within seconds. Actually, over at First Health.
First Health had 5 in a row at 5:30 in the morning in the upper lot. That is just
that was last
grass.
week. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Michael, have we had any break-in vehicles in the community?
So like I said, we had 3 earlier this year.
In the
Early-
park.
We had one in March, or we had one in March until April.
And
those
we
are-
haven't had any since?
No, ma'am, knock on wood. Like I said, obviously, after First Health and Aberdeen got hit last week with the same sort of thing, myself and Derek, we actually come out several mornings at 1:30, and we worked all night long just to make sure that no places were getting hit. Obviously, our park is closed after dark. We try to make sure that nobody's over there. Same way over, again, big things like our clubhouse, we have so many folks parking over there. We spend a lot of time in that area just to make sure, again, it's a crime of opportunity at that point. But like I said, myself and Derek, we come in at 1:30 in the morning, we work till early in the afternoon, just to try to make sure that we're covered through the night, just to help out in some way. So again, my hat's off, my huge thank you to him for all that help. You guys may have seen, we got our speed sign back operational here on Hoffman. That's actually going to be getting moved probably tomorrow, again, weather permitting, to an undisclosed location at this point, but that will be getting moved soon enough. As you can see on our sheets, we've had 5 DWIs in the last month. Again, hats off to the guys who've been out hustling hard, especially for the holiday weekend. We have that coming through. Again, just trying to keep our roadways safe. Let's see, next one is, some of you guys may have already seen this, it's a reminder to our village, but we started a back to school drive in the end of July, and that goes through till this coming Sunday, the 17th. We have a drop location here at the police department, right outside of our door, box with a sign, as well as over here at the Foxfire Coffee House. We've had a great turnout with that. Again, our community has delivered very, very well on that. We're partnering with a place over here in West End who will actually get that out to the schools once we have everything collected and over there to them. So again, huge thanks for all of that. And lastly, and I feel like it's one of our more important things at this point, but as we all know, we have several juveniles in our neighborhood, in our community, that go to West Pine Elementary and high school, or excuse me, middle school. So we actually arranged with the school division, or excuse me, Moore County Schools and their law enforcement side of things we went and did a school tour of both of those schools. And the reason why we did that is to have a safe action plan in place. That way, heaven forbid, knock on wood, that nothing ever happens over there. We have some sort of huge event over there, if you will. Our officers and staff know, hey, here's where you need to go, here's where you need to respond to. We're all gonna have a map in our car of each school of the hallways and various things like that. We did that tour to be able to put boots on the ground to see what's what and where we need to go. Like I said, we were able to get up with Moore County Schools and schedule that. We took care of that, and like I said, now myself, luckily 2 of our officers actually went to school over there, those schools, so they know what it is, or how it's laid out, but now we all have a better understanding of where we need to go in the event of that. That's really good. Outside of that, that's kind of all we've got going on currently. currently. I mean, obviously, we have other things going on, but that's our nuts and bolts. Any type of questions?
I have a question, as far as the training on the schools.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, ever check with San Joaquin to
Yep.
see if they have layouts of those schools for like active shooter type, situations?
Yep, and like we spoke before, they do have their simulator over there. I have spoke with, Mr. Evans over there, talked to him. He was like, anytime you guys wanna get together, we'll try to get something worked out for you.
Do they have those
I don't know if
schools?
they have necessarily the maps of those schools in their system. Whenever I spoke with him, he was like, well, let's see what we can get worked out, and we'll kind of go from there. The biggest thing is obviously just staffing our town at that point. We might send two folks at a time or so on. But yes, that is something, like I said, they're very open to us. They would love for us to come over there. It's just a matter of putting it in the work.
Yeah,
One thing I did skip over, and I totally missed it, is we're actually in the process of hiring a reserve officer, as some of you guys already know. Like I said, we're in the process of doing the background checks and so on. I'm just waiting to hear back some stuff as far as that background. And once we have that in place and everything obviously checks out, then we will be moving forward and doing the hiring of that person.
Michael, what's a reserve officer? How's he differ from
So,
part-time or
Yeah.
full-time officer?
So essentially, like I said, our reserve officers, they're not paid employees. And so we're kind of doing them a solid, if you will, by allowing them to work and hold their certification. And we obviously have a candidate in mind, and I'm gonna use them for an example. This person already has has had a career in law enforcement. They've had approximately 8 to 9 years locally. They have taken a job with another organization, and they want to hold on to their certification. Obviously, we put a lot of emphasis into what we have to do to get that. Currently, going through basic law enforcement training is about 800 some hours. Takes about 5 months to get it, give or take. So that being said, once we have that certification, we don't want to lose it. And in North Carolina, is if you don't work for a year, you lose your certification. So this individual, like I said, I have no issues with saying that they're probably going to get hired by us, but it suits them to say, hey, you'll come out here, we'll hold your certification, you still have to do your training hours and such, as well as working your 96 hours a year that we require, 8 hours a month for our reserve officers. They're not compensated in the sense of, hey, you ain't gonna get a check, but we're doing them a favor and they're essentially doing us a favor. The way we work it is, again, 8 hours a month, 96 hours a year. During that is, say for example, I'll use our current reserve officer we have now, Officer Dewar. Back in April, I spoke to him and said, hey, I need you to work. He said, what do you need? He actually worked Tuesday through Friday schedule. Worked 12 hours a day to kind of cover, for us, while the other guys were able to take classes, myself included. So he covered our town while we were able to go take care of getting some extra training. It checks his box, it checks our box for the town. Again, obviously, they're not getting compensated, but they're holding on to that. If it was part-time, obviously, then there would be some sort of compensation
Sure.
involved, but we don't do that for our reserves.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? All right, thank you
thank you
guys.
very much. Thank you, Chief.
Okay, the fire department update, it's gonna be short and sweet. July, there were 102 calls, 34 were from Foxfire, which is 33% of the call. And that's all I had for activities. We do have a problem with the air conditioner at the fire station. They've had it out for repairs. It's been repaired twice in the last month with new capacitors. So we've got, the unit is quite old. So we're getting bids on, 2 bids for replacement units, so I think once it goes down again, we'll have to replace it.
Wait a minute, we're not responsible for the air conditioner, are we? We're responsible for the outside of the building.
I think that's true, I'd have to read the lease.
Well, anyway, they're getting bids on it, so whoever pays for it, they'll have to pay for it.
Yeah, we need to dig in though.
Yeah, we
When I
just
read
make
that,
sure.
it's pretty clear that we're responsible for the outside of the building.
I think that's
I think I'm right,
I think that's true.
yeah.
But anyway, that's the
Mary,
status.
where can we find that out? You said, where did you?
There's a
find
lease,
that?
in the lease.
There's a lease, there's
Yeah.
there's a
I have a whole file.
well-documented, lease,
All right.
yeah.
Over the years,
Yeah.
it's been
Okay.
refined. There's a few things we're responsible for, and they're responsible for everything else.
Good to know.
So that is the update. That's all I have.
Any questions for Councilman Nelson?
Nope.
Moving on to the water department, Councilman Morgan.
All right, on July 28th, the application for approval of the engineering plans and specifications was approved by the state for well number 13. So, I finally approved it. Work continuing, they've, site's been prepared, they've built the forms for the concrete, driveways in. Met with the owner, Russell Underwood, and he assures me that they're gonna do everything they can to expedite it. I reminded him that the most recent deadline was the end of July, and that's come and gone, and he's aware that they need to finish that job up, so.
Give us a date.
No.
What about the drilling under Hoffman? I thought that was supposed to be done mid-July.
That was part of, yes, that was another project. And again, a lot of it, as Janet knows, a lot is weather related when it comes to stuff like that. But all I can tell you is that meeting with Mr. Underwood, they want it done as much as we want it done. So, let's see.
I have a question for you.
Sure, well, let me finish.
When you're done.
Just finish with 13. Once construction is done, the state will then issue a final approval for the project, and we can put the well in service. So there's one more approval from the state once everything's done. Okay.
Can you check with them and verify whether or not they've called 811?
They have.
Has it been, and the reason I'm asking is because some of the projects that, well, you've seen it here and everywhere.
They're hitting the lines.
Yeah, they're hitting lines, and, you know, we had it happen here in the front of the village where there were I think the internet lines, they cut our phone, they cut our internet, and they had not called 811.
Right.
And my understanding, is that 811 is way behind on everything, so, please don't let them start without
Right.
making sure 811 has done what they need to do.
I'll check with them. I'm pretty sure they've been pretty good about.
I know they're not the internet people, but anyway.
Plus, they're not going along
Yeah,
Hoffman.
and we've been
they're going
contacted.
Under, but still,
Under and into the main.
Right.
but you still have the sides.
I know,
Right.
yeah.
And that's where they need to mark.
We're part of the underground utilities protection. So, and that, well, I'm pretty sure Jesse told me that he was notified that the water department has to go out and we have to locate our lines out there. So
Right, and
we've
he's
been
always right on
contacted.
top of it. It's
Yeah.
everybody else that's
Yeah,
behind.
so I'm sure that the other utilities in the area will probably been notified, and I
Okay.
can't tell you if it's marked or not, but.
Well, and you'll
before
see
they
it,
did,
there should be at least 3 different color lines.
In the contracted one, because it's a bore underneath the state highway,
Okay,
I have a lot of confidence.
I'm
They're
sure
gonna do
they
this
did
right.
it, but I
Yeah.
just,
Okay, yeah, no,
Okay.
I'll mention that.
thank you.
Warren, could you, I posted online a water update on that
Uh-huh.
well. Can you just check that and update it with whatever, if it needs
Sure.
to get updated,
Okay.
and then provide the new copy?
All right.
I'll send you my original document, and
Okay.
then you can update it.
All right.
I just did it in your absence.
Okay, no, that's fine, that's
Last
fine.
week, or 2 weeks ago.
Just for some general knowledge, our pumping hours right now, we're averaging just around 9 hours a day. We're still requesting the residents to conserve. We're still under stage 1. You may recall that pumpage hours greater than 10 hours a day, that's a stage 1. Greater than 12 hours, stage 2, where we have mandatory restrictions, and of course the stage 3 is greater than 14. With all the wet weather we've had in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, we are holding right around 8 or 9, which is kind of good. But we want to encourage conservation within the community. It's how we're gonna get by, to be perfectly honest with people. That's about all I have. Any other questions I can hopefully answer for you?
Not me.
All right.
No? Okay. Moving on to the mayor's report. There are a couple bills. There was a very large bill that has kind of died in the House, state bills regarding development and the control that towns and villages have over development. And the state is trying to take away as much as they possibly can in each town for zoning and building rules. There's a bill that it's House Bill 369, and it's kind of rumbling around. And I bring it up because it's a change to 160D-702. And what they're proposing, or what they're adding, is under grant of power. And if you go to C number 2A, it says that a zoning or other development regulation shall not do any of the following. And it says require off-street parking lot to meet a minimum number of parking spaces per development or structure, regardless of occupancy or use. So they're trying to say, or what they're proposing is that a town can no longer require parking, off-street parking, for a development, a house, anything. And that would be devastating to a community, and any community. But to do it in this community, our streets cannot even fit off-street parking.
No, that would be a
And then,
bomb.
and you look at people putting up multifamily housing or anything, to say that you could not that we have any multifamily left, but even homes, to say that you can't mandate parking areas off-street is just amazing. So I want to bring it to everyone's attention, and please feel free to write to our representatives or to Senator McGinnis, or actually this is a House bill, so it would be Neil Jackson, who is our
Call his
representative.
office.
Call his office, ask them what the heck they're thinking of when they're making these kinds of rules. And I am going to work on, between now and our work session, a letter from the village, from the council, that we can basically voice our opinions on this.
If you call Mr. Jackson's office, you may want to nicely remind him that his top priority when he ran was to get state interference out of local government.
Well, he's done,
And he's done everything besides that,
he's
so.
actually done the opposite of
He's a
that.
nice guy, but I don't know what he's thinking.
So, I'm sure again, and this was taken actually right out of that other large bill. Was it 360, not 360, was it 205, or I don't know which one that was that big bill that basically took away all of our powers. They're taking sentences out of it and sticking it in other bills. So,
Better not pass it as a writer.
we'll see, but I want to bring everyone's attention to this. They're just really trying to cede all the power to developers and builders.
So this hasn't cleared the House,
No,
but it had 2 favorable readings in the House. Okay.
yeah. And and again, I don't know where it is, I forgot to look, I was gonna look it up, but, it was moving along, which was rather upsetting. I think this might even be in the Senate, but I'm not sure. So, I just wanna make people aware of that. The next item I have on my list here is, we need to schedule a closed, special session meeting, for personnel discussion. And I need to get a date that we are available. Warren, this is, probably something.
Mayor, is that something we can do this evening after?
No,
session?
no, I can't do it this evening. If you're ready to do it that quickly, I can't do it for the rest of the week, because I'm gonna be gone.
Okay.
But the week after, I'm pretty free the week of the 18th.
Depends on when are you thinking?
Monday? How are people for Monday? No?
Monday at 3:30.
Monday's always bad for me.
Tuesday?
Tuesday's good.
What time?
3:30.
No.
Mayor, how long do you think the meeting's gonna last?
Could be an hour. It
Remember
might
we
not
got-
even be that
remember
long.
We got the fire department
Right,
Tuesday morning. at
right.
9.
Can we do
You
Wednesday?
don't think tonight's a doable time, huh?
No.
Okay.
Wednesday? 20th?
8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I can do-
I can do it.
I could
Great.
do 8 o'clock on the 20th.
Yeah, or do we want it, can we do it on Tuesday or no?
Not, what time?
I'm off on Tuesday, so Janice and I would be in the fire department at 9.
Right,
I mean, if you did
anytime
it in the
after.
morning, I'm good in the morning, not in the afternoon.
How long do
How
you
about
think it?
Tuesday at 8 o'clock?
I don't know if we'll be done by the time for me to have our
I
meeting.
was gonna say, how long do you think our closed session will take?
10 minutes, 5 minutes?
You're, yeah?
Yeah.
We can do it, we can try to, we have to get it done by 9, so, okay, let's do
Tuesday
Tuesday,
at 8 o'clock?
Tuesday at 8,
That's the 19th?
Tuesday, the 19th,
19th.
at 8 o'clock. All right. Lisa, can you post that announcement, please?
Yes. 8 AM.
Do we need a motion to approve that or anything?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, so that has been scheduled. Okay, the municipal elections are coming up in November. And we are planning a Meet the Candidates night, and it will be sometime in October. We have not set the date yet, but it will probably be around the middle of October, depending on how many people we have sign up. I think, Lisa, you're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask all the people who are running for bios that we can post on our website, along with a series of questions that are gonna be asked of all the candidates, and that will be posted on the website. Their responses will be compiled and posted on the website. So, that will be, when is that request going out,
Well,
Lisa?
if I could get it out before the end of the week.
Okay.
I'll send emails to each.
Yes.
And invite them to participate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so, and we'll
So
give
just
them
like last time.
how long will we get, what?
Just what we did last time,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
all right.
How long are we gonna give them to respond to the questions and then provide the bio?
Get it to us
3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3
by
weeks?
the end of August would be nice. A couple more weeks.
If you're gonna get it out by the 15th and say, why
I'd
don't we
give
do
till after
September?
Labor Day, yeah, I'd give them at least till after Labor
Okay.
Day.
What about, yeah, September,
All right, so
I think sometime in September would be good.
about the 5th of September?
5th of September is
I'd
good.
push it out even a little further. I mean,
Why?
well, because once, I mean, if they have it, the 5th of September is right, oh, that's the end of the first week of September.
Yes.
Right, got it, I was thinking that, yep, okay, never mind.
So once those are received and compiled, we will post them on the website, and I invite all them, and I still would, encourage all the residents to be on e-notify. And if you're not on e-notify, make sure you do sign up for that. You're notified anytime something is posted on our website. Just keeps you in tune to everything that's going on.
So we're still gonna have a Meet the Candidate night though, correct?
Yes, so we're gonna do
Okay.
we're gonna get the bios, they're gonna answer the questions, or they're gonna participate, we're gonna invite them to participate in answering the questions. And then we are gonna have or we could have more than one, depending, because we can only fit 50 people in the room. And the last time we had a Meet the Candidates
we did
night,
two.
we did 2, because of the response.
Yep,
And, so, I would say Lisa's gonna send out, or we're gonna post it on our website for them to sign up for the for the candidate night.
Yeah, that's, which we did last time through Sign Up Genius.
Mhm.
There were 50 spots, that way we knew
Yeah.
who would be.
And when are we gonna announce that? Is
Well,
like after the bios, or?
If you're talking about October, do you wanna do it about 3 weeks before the election? So maybe you wanna look at a date tonight for at least the first meeting, and so you can always do the sign up now, or even,
What, I have just a thought. We've got 6 people running, right?
Yes.
Why don't we go out to them and say, hey, these are the dates we're considering, so we don't accidentally cut somebody out if for some reason they're not here.
it's gonna be difficult. They don't have to participate. You know, we're inviting them, and we did last time, we invited them to participate, and if we set dates, then it's up to you if you wanna try to maneuver everybody's schedule.
Well, do we wanna even pick a day like a Friday? Or do we wanna do it on a Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday's a church night.
Yeah,
Thursday after
right.
the work session?
Thursday,
Thursdays?
16th, October.
Maybe the 9th and the 16th? Oh, so the 16th and the 30th is too close.
9th and the 23rd, and the 30th bumps into Halloween, doesn't it?
16th and 23rd.
The 16th and the 23rd? Yeah, I mean, why not?
That's great.
And hopefully we'll get a good response and people will participate in that.
What time do you plan these?
I would say 6 or 6:30.
I'd say 6:30.
Yeah. Unless we wanna do one at one time and one at the other time, but I think 6:30 is good.
Okay, as long as we're talking about candidate night, are we gonna solicit questions from residents?
Yes.
I'm not saying we have to use them all, but I think you're gonna find a couple of piles of things that are very, very similar.
What Lisa had suggested, and I think we did this the last time as well, is, last time we had a candidates night, we also invited residents to produce questions that can be asked of the candidates or any specific candidate.
Right.
So if John Smith wanted, Janet Norman to be asked a specific question, then
And we're gonna
that,
screen those very carefully, right? Because you can't, I mean, if somebody has it out for somebody, so to, I'm just saying, you really have to be very impartial about what we allow people to be asked, because it's different if you've been on the council than if you haven't.
What time? 6 o'clock?
6:30.
6:30.
I think the thing is what we wanna do is, everything well, number one, Councilman Norman is not gonna be involved in any of the process.
No.
Oh, right,
Because,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that was,
right.
so that's not gonna,
Either, yeah.
she's not gonna, other than the questions that Lisa's gonna send to all the candidates,
Right.
Councilman Norman won't have any,
No prior knowledge.
no action really, or input to how this is run. So, and that's what happened when I was running
Right.
too, I didn't wanna be
Yep.
involved in anything,
No.
so. That's that, and yes, we have to definitely make sure that the questions are asked in the spirit of the benefit of Foxfire,
Yeah.
is what's really important, because that's really what we're here for.
Last time we did it, we didn't allow people to be asked specific questions though.
And I think we're gonna change that, and the reason we're changing that is because when you ask the same question to every candidate,
Yes.
you don't get,
Oh, right,
they just sit there,
right.
well, I agree
Right.
with what she just said, or
I'm
I
maybe,
agree
you know,
with what he
maybe-
just said.
Maybe I misunderstood what you said. I thought it sounded like a resident could submit a question to specifically be asked of a certain candidate.
And I think we are gonna ask for either form of a question. And if it's a good question, we might ask it, to anyone.
As a general question.
Right, we might ask it as a general question to anyone. So I think we're looking for input, we don't necessarily have to use the
Oh,
input.
no,
we're getting.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
And who's screening the questions? How many people are we gonna have doing it?
I think the council members, except for Councilman
Okay,
Norman
all right.
and our village clerk, cause who did it since I wasn't involved, who did it last time, was it?
Mick?
He did it
Mick?
all by himself, or did he
No,
do it
did
with
Les-
the
I
council?
think Leslie
Yeah,
participated in
I think
that.
we all should.
I
I think
think we
everybody's
should
got a
too.
little different view, and I think everybody should be involved.
But we can't do it together, we
No,
have to do it
no, you have to be
separately,
separate,
right?
yeah.
So I'll probably go through the questions with each council member separately,
Yeah.
or Lisa can, I mean,
Sure. Okay.
one way or the other. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the candidate for the election, upcoming election yet? Okay,
And just the date again
a date for what?
for the meet candidate.
October 16th and the 23rd.
16th and 23rd, okay.
6:30.
So maybe the details that we're discussing tonight, is that something that maybe we want to do at the next work session, kind of hammer out some of the details of it?
I don't think we need to, you know,
Okay.
No.
I don't think we need to
All right.
at this point. Now, last time we had a candidates night, Mick asked the questions. He basically ran the event, and unless anyone in the council has any objections, I mean, I will
Well,
do
he
it
was the
this
mayor
way.
at the time, so
Right.
I think that's appropriate.
I think I can be impartial to the questions and asking them. Okay. Is that it? All right, next is the SMPO. Now, if you don't know, that's the Sand Hills Metropolitan Planning Organization, which is basically a group of towns in the county that work with the DOT regarding, DOT projects. And I don't know if you read in the newspaper, if anyone gets the pilot, but there are some rumblings about the Western Connector again. And I did provide copies of the map, if you don't get the pilot, copies of the map of the original proposed Western Connector, which, as I understand it, as I envision it, is what they're thinking, maybe, is basically what they did to 211 coming through the center of Foxfire.
Never gonna happen.
Never say never.
Never say never.
They're trying to say that it would alleviate the congestion on Route 5, which is insane because the Route 5 congestion is caused by Route 5 development.
It's also
And-
caused by the railroad, because
Well,
there's no place to go.
they can't expand, unless they provide a new railroad, they can't change that trestle unless they provide a new trestle first. They cannot stop the train traffic. So what I am encouraging everyone, because everyone has a right to go to the SMPO meeting, the next one. I am gonna go, and I'm gonna speak during the public comments regarding at least my comments on the SMPO. I mean, on the Western Connector, and how, number one, it would decimate Foxfire. It would probably ruin the golf course. Numerous homes would be gone, most likely, depending on what their plans are. And again, they're not proposing this, but they're talking about it, which is unnerving. And it really won't alleviate the traffic that they're talking about. The real bypass going down Hoffman Road is to get to Route 1 South. And how much traffic is gonna come out of Pinehurst, come all the way to Foxfire to go to Route 1 South? And the Route 1 North traffic isn't gonna take a bypass. It's ridiculous.
Every study they did showed that the issue wasn't the bypass through here, the issue is Route 5. And that most of it is not ever gonna come out this way to go around.
Well, and
The
there's just,
transportation department did that the last time they went through this.
and it just is, it's ridiculous, really, but I think we need to make sure they understand that this is not on our list of things that we want done. At least, I can't imagine anyone who would think that this is a good thing for our community, or for the county, or for the area. So, the next SMPO meeting is, September 3rd, and it's at 10 o'clock, and it's at the Pinehurst, Town Hall, I guess it is, or their village chambers, which is, on, what street is it on?
Magnolia Road, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Magnolia. So I would encourage anyone to go, and if you wanna speak, you can speak. If not, you just wanna listen, we can listen, but it's important.
We might consider sending, you know who Scott Walston is? You know him, right?
I do.
We might wanna send him a letter saying, hey, this is up, but there's no way Foxfire will protest in the road.
Yeah.
And let him know, because he knows Foxfire is not for this at all.
Well, and what I was thinking is if we could, again, write something up during our work session, I'll write something, or for our next work session, and I can even present it as something that we can put in the record of the minutes as far as our objection or whatever to this project, or to the proposal. It's not a project, it's not funded.
It's the discussion.
It's
Even
this-
the discussion
right.
of the project is.
Right, it's something that we really need to, we need to stay on top of and make sure, it doesn't happen, at least not in our lifetime.
So the Pinehurst Town Hall?
Yes. All
Mayor,
right.
you recall, years ago, the other councils prior to us
Mhm.
dealt with this issue.
Yes.
I think Mick McHugh was
Right.
involved in
Yeah.
it. In fact, he was in county planning, I think he was involved in it. And, it's just something maybe, like you said, to stay in front of it. Do we want to draft a letter stating our position right up front?
Well, that's what I said we were
Yeah.
gonna do in the
That's-
work session, that's what I
work
want. I
session,
wanted to
okay.
do it before the work session, I wanted to
I see what you're
draft,
saying now.
draft a letter, we can review it, change it,
Okay.
and then I can
Yeah.
present it and have it entered into their minutes.
Okay.
On that. So, and actually, I was speaking with the mayor of Pinehurst, and he thinks that it's just, and I think many of the members of the SNPO think that this is just a ridiculous proposal, so,
And it comes up with Foxfire, because Foxfire came up 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago,
Every year.
25, yeah.
Right.
Every time it comes up, they look at Foxfire.
Right.
I've had conversations with Scott Walston though, and he was very clear that they would not do it if Foxfire was like, you're not ruining our town with that thing.
right,
Good.
right. Well, that's what they say, but
I know.
you never know what they're gonna do. All right, are there any other questions for me?
No.
No? All right. That being said, I am now finished, and we're moving on to new business. Councilman Gilbert?
Yeah, I just gave each of you a copy of the proposed Moore County Land Use Plan, Chapter 7, Our Future. They had a meeting last week between the Moore County Commissioners and the Planning and Zoning Board. Neither Janice or I could go, but Mick McHugh went, and he was kind enough to drop this off. It's important, I think, that we really stay on top of this, because there are a couple sections in there that we really need to make our voices known to the county. Remember, they're talking 10, 20 years down the road. The first one is on page, I guess it's on page 113, it's action 1.1.1. Identify locations and create an agricultural transition overlay district to prevent premature subdivision areas, not can blah, 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 you can read that. But the point they're making is that most of the rural transition areas won't be annexed and developed at urban densities, that word bothers me, during the next 10 years. However, many of the areas will be served with public water and sewer within the next 20. And so they are, and that rural transition district for us is very important, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have more undeveloped acres in our ETJ, I think, than anybody in the county. So that would be a big deal. The other thing they're talking about, recommendation number 2, create an overlay district for small towns. And I'm like, the small town model is a development pattern intended to cause the development of desirable places to live that optimize land use for the county's growth. And just some of that wording, because we're definitely gonna be on the radar for a small town something or other. So I just think we need to read through this. I don't know if we need to have any discussion or a work session, but I will keep an eye on the commissioners' meetings. And if one pops, I'll be sure and see if I can't get there, because this kind of stuff, 10 years, doesn't really matter today. 10 years from now, when we have water coming down Hoffman, it could be a big deal. And so especially, I don't know, have you heard anything more about us losing the ETJ?
No.
I haven't heard anything. It becomes especially important if we lose the ETJ. If we hold the ETJ, it's a little different. But if we lose the ETJ, then I think it is a big deal. That is all.
Thank you, Mary.
Yep. This
too. Any other questions for Councilman,
Nope.
Gilroy? No? We have no old business. We're now on to public comments, and this is for comments of items that are listed on the agenda.
First of all, I want to say thank you to all. You're all volunteers. You're doing a heck of a job.
Can you, please state your name and
Oh, I'm
address,
sorry.
please?
Christopher J. Craigle, 25 Pine Tree Terrace. And this is on the agenda. It's called Public Safety. And the chief was nice enough to let us know that we're getting a reserve officer, right? You
Yes.
people unpaid, correct?
Right.
You're all unpaid. So if this reserve officer is in one of our squad cars, and he gets injured, who pays for it?
He is insured under, and this is the answer, he is insured under our insurance, workman's comp.
I just want to make sure that we're not liable for,
We pay workman's comp for the reserve officers.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chargeable.
Mary Ann Lauer, 22 Deer Creek. I also have a question for the policeman.
Direct your questions to me.
On the break-ins, were they break-ins or unlocked cars?
At the park, I believe they were unlocked vehicles.
So there were cars at the park?
This was during the day. It was during the day.
Oh, okay.
But you can ask the police chief, probably outside of this meeting, and I'm sure he'll give you the details on
Okay,
it.
that was my question.
Okay.
I don't have something else about the one that I forgot. That was my main question.
Well, you can always, if you have a question, you can always email Lisa with your question. Any other public comments? None being, motion to adjourn?
Make motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None being, meeting is adjourned at 5:35.
Thank you all for coming.